Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Mr. Andrew and Mr. Chet. This is my team. That's Rini, that's Nathan, that's Rachel, and myself, Legend. We're here to present to you a new product which we have pitched since 3-4 days back. After analyzing the markets in Singapore and around the globe, we found out that transportation has become a really congested issue, and due to the lack of many rides or cabs or something like that, we have come up with this idea called Easy Wheels. We are launching to you Easy Wheels. It is a new bike transport system. Since transportation has become very expensive, we thought of this idea, and we came up with this thing because while traveling on a taxi, why pay for 3 vacant spaces when you are just traveling alone? You might as well, just travel as a one-person carrier or something like that. So, and basically the taxi gets stuck in the traffic, and it's time-consuming. And the investment and maintenance for taxis and public transport is more expensive as well. The opportunity that we found was the investment for the bike transport system is comparatively cheaper. Commuters pay less compared to other taxi services. It works good on life surroundings and in metro cities. There's fixed pickups that we offer to the people. Pick up from their homes and then drops to their places on a personalized basis. Our solution is a new transport system called BTS, or the Bike Transport System. It basically rents schools and professional bikers. The use of bikes for better mileage, because petrol consumption is really expensive these days. So we just pitched in this idea. Next slide will be done by Nathan.
Hello sir, myself is Sriram Nathan. So the initial capital is what we have estimated is anything around $2 million. Outsourcing the manufacturer is 0. And expected cost is 1.2 million. Marketing and advertisement expenditure comes up to 0.5 million. And branding is 0.15 million, and miscellaneous cost is up to 0.20 million.
This is actually a demographic explanation, so you would use.
So there is around 25,000 taxis running in Singapore. We are not targeting the whole of the market. We only thinking with half. Even if we cover half of the market, we'll be successful. We actually now only targeting 10,000 bikes to be launched as taxis. So in this 10,000 bikes, there is 3 categories. Initially, we're gonna come up with 5,000 bikes, which are going to be the actual taxis, the commuters, the regular taxis, which are going to be run by our company on regular basis. They are on the roads every time. 5,000 taxis on the road every time. And then I have the 2,000 other premium bikes to be launched. Which are basically Harleys, or probably a chopper, which gives the rider a pleasure of being a pillion or maybe riding it. And then we're gonna enter the concept of which already exists, but we still want to play around and enter there also. And it's 3,000 bikes to be launched for rent-a-ride concept. Rent-a-ride. So this thing already exists. This could be good for tourists or anybody who wants a bike for only today or daily basis, or he wants to go somewhere using his bike, or maybe a function or something, or at time. And then, sir, on an average, I've estimated the taxis are going to run at least, a single taxi is going to run at least 60 kilometer in the whole day. And a premium bike would 60 kilometer won't run, whole of the 2000 bikes won't be running. I estimated only 200 bikes to be running on the whole day. That is only for 20 kilometers, because premium bikes would be only to show off. Maybe for marriage function they'll park their bike and go to marriage function, or maybe I've seen in Singapore people before the limousine they placed Harleys coming for that purpose this could be rented.
Okay.
And here this 3000 bikes, I think this is a third launch. This is the first, this is the second. I think later this would be more successful, because there will be a lot of people who would be interested in renting their own bikes. Why should they pay for the chauffeur or the driver when they can enjoy the drive, the pleasure of driving? So I think this would come up to 2000 bikes running up to 50 kilometers a day. So on an average, the running of our bike system is 4000 kilometers from here, from the premium section, 100,000 kilometers from the regular taxi section.
The rented bike.
100,000 kilometers.
It's 300.
Yeah, it's 300. Yeah, sorry. From rent a ride. 100,000 kilometers from the rent a ride section, and 300,000 kilometers from our regular taxi. So it comes up to 440,000 kilometers per day. So we've estimated on an average, if I calculate for premium bikes, a taxi which has better mileage, a rent a bike which could be anything around better mileage and somewhere close to a low mileage, we've estimated 20 as our average mileage. So when we divide this by our average mileage, which is 20, it comes up to, which gives you the liter consumption of the daily liter consumption of our RTS, BTS. That is, if I'm not wrong,
22,000.
220,000.
22,000. 10.
Yeah.
Take away 10.
Yes, sorry. It's 22,000 liters. Sir, a liter of petrol costs $2. So if I multiply this by $2, I'll get the daily expenditure of our bikes. That is $44,000. So, but our initial, when the flags are down, our initial cost of getting onto a bike and getting out of a bike would be per kilometer $1. It goes up to 7 kilometers also, $7 also, but we'll calculate only a minimum part of profit. So it's $1 into the kilometers traveled in a day. That is 440,000 into $1 is $440,000.
Okay.
This is the revenue generated. We
Okay.
estimate the minimum revenue generated when I revenue minus cost. So the revenue is this. It's $440,000 minus the
44,000.
44,000 should be our profit. Is
396.
396,000. This is a rough estimation of what we are looking at.
Okay, good.
So, our bikes are being launched in three classes. The regular classes, as I explained, this is the taxi, and the class 2 is the premium cruise class, which is the premium bikes class, which is for people who want to have the pleasure ride.
Okay.
And the third class 3 is a rent a bike. Number of bikes is this, as I explained, for profit, and facilities will be comfortable seats, software-driven internet on the go, and sir, there is these bikes have like a roof on top, which would be helpful on a rainy day or a sunny day, and the premium class, sporty feel. It has a sporty feel, personalized riding experience. Maybe this is about a Harley or a sports bike. A sports bike, as in a MotoGP sports bike.
Okay.
This is riding without a chauffeur. Class 3 is all about riding without a chauffeur, enjoying the ride experience. Target customers for class 1 could be day-to-day business professionals who want to reach on time, and target customers for class 2 is adventure lovers, class 3 is tourists, and over it is already gone.
Okay.
Hi, sir. I'm myself Riddhi Sir. I'm going to present about marketing and sales. The products offerings are regular bikes with coffers. That is, we give bikes as well as driver will be given for each and every customers. And sports category will be with a professional rider. And joyrides, for joyrides there will not be any coffers. We can go by ourselves who like to enjoy riding by themselves. And fixed pickups on monthly basis is also available. That is, the ones who are willing to go in the same bikes can make a booking like on the monthly basis, and they'll call us. If we are making a call, means they'll come and pick up on the spot, and there'll be time definite, means if they are not reaching us on the time, the ride will be free, and special door-to-door services also available. That is for aged people. That means they're helping the aged people to enter the vehicle and get out on their destiny. The flat down prices will be $1, and for $1 for normal, and for premium it is 5, and Joyride means it is at 1.5 for standard and 7 for premium. Then nitrites will be $1 in order to kill the competition.
Okay.
Next is promotion. We are going to feature our bike in the next movie for Tom Cruise, so that we can promote it in the market. And free ride for the month, and it will be a free ride for all the commuters for the first month. And the distribution of flyers in it will be available in MRTs as well as in airports. The mile points they'll be having special points. If they're covering a lot of miles, they'll be offered a bike as so that they can have it as their own. And the places upcoming it is going to come in mega cities, metros, then in tourist attractive spots, so that it will be a better option for tourists to hang around in a convenient manner, which is inexpensive as well.
Okay.
So the next one will be followed.
So underlying the magic and technology. In our service, once the call is made or the request is made through a call, the global positioning system locates the nearest possible transporter or the taxi, or bike taxi, and send him the information about the passenger, and he goes and receives them faster than a taxi, because taxi can't cut down traffic and reach there on time. But when the passenger needs it, our system would cut short traffic and reach on time. Assisting aging population and handicapped people to pick up and drop. Handicapped people have to travel from their house all over to the bus stops with the wheelchair, depending on somebody else who has to push them, or maybe they'll have to push themselves and they get stuck somewhere in between where they can't maybe climb or something. But this service could help them to get a pickup to pick them up from their house, and maybe folding the chairs and putting it back of the bike and taking them wherever they request.
Good.
So, good afternoon. Industrial forecast. When you see the industrial forecast, basically, according to economists, we know that it is there are only 3 stages in an industrial life cycle. So that's just growth, maturity, and decline. But whereas, as far as we've analyzed, we just found out that this is going to be a brilliant idea, because you're going to cut down costs, and definitely we're not looking forward to declining. So basically, we start off in 2012. It is just a start, and then we grow up. Like by 2014, 2016, we reach a certain amount of growth. But our maturity is attained in 2018. As we told you before, per day's rough revenue is about $396,000. So obviously we're looking forward to more, because as people get to know about it, it can be implemented in different cities and other things. So obviously we're going to reach the maximum by 2020. About a profit forecast, as you know, we do have fixed costs, like we need chauffeurs for the standard taxis, and petrol, of course, is a fixed cost. Our fixed costs are like that, but the thing is, we are going to cut down on our variable costs on the go. So obviously in 2012, because we're investing a huge amount in bikes and other things, we actually have to invest huge. So basically we invest 2 million in 2012, and then we come down. By 2016, we're looking forward to reach a break-even point. Any company will want to reach its break-even point at the earliest, so we are doing it by like 4 years, which I think is, it's a pretty small time. And then after that, we cut down on our variable costs completely, because we know where to cut down, because now we're completely new to the market, but later we know where to cut down, and then from 2018, we can make it stable. The variable costs can be stable and the profit can be maximized. Projections and milestones. 2012, we're entering the markets, and then in 2013, that's 2016. 2016, we will be attaining our break-even point, and then our 30% profits after that. And then we are looking forward to grow at a growth rate of 50%. 50% is, I think, no small percent, rate. But because this is, I think, is very feasible idea, and people are welcoming it. So we are looking forward to grow by 50%, and then we attain the maturity stage in the the business cycle as I showed you before. So we are looking forward to stabilize and move on without any declining. And then we bring down the usage of taxis drastically and make BTS the cheapest and most comfortable means of transport. By 2020, we are looking forward not to eradicate taxis, because even then there are people, like 4 or 5 of them, if they want to travel, they will still want taxis. But for single travelers, we are looking forward to bring down the amount of taxis, cut down on traffic, and then make costs cheaper. Status and timeline: we enter the market with the initial standard of 5,000 bike. The standard bikes are 5,000, and then we re-enter the market with a new product. As in, we'll be launching one by one. We are not launching it at a stretch. So obviously, we will know how to forecast it. If the standard bikes are no success, we will know beforehand. I'm sure this is going to be a success. But we will know beforehand what can be done, and the research and development part of it can be done in a better way. And then thirdly, we will enter into the markets with a rent-a-ride concept. Rent-a-ride, as I explained to you before, it is basically renting a bike for yourself. When you look into competitions, our major competitors are SPS Transit, SMRT, taxis, cyclists and pedestrians. Our strategy to compete with them is we are offering a seat. When it is only a single person who's traveling, we will offer him a seat to sit. Not all who travel in an SPS Transit get a seat actually. And then SMRTs, we drop you at your doorsteps. The MRT stations are not at the doorsteps of each houses. So that way we are competing with them. And then taxis, obviously we pay for extra 3 people when there's just 1 person traveling. And another thing, we can actually escape traffic. Cyclists and pedestrians we think are our most major competitors, because these people are very health oriented and all that, but when they get to see new bikes, when they get to see something like you get a chauffeur with a bike, they get excited. Obviously they will want to try one. So as they keep trying, it becomes a habit. So it's low cost and attractive mile points. When you tell them, when you get mile points, you're going to own a bike for yourself, obviously a lot of people will be lured.
That's our team. Myself, I'm a majors in human resource. Nathan, he's a bachelor's in business administration. Janita Rachel, she's a bachelor's in commerce. And Rainy Stalin, she's a bachelor's in commerce as well.
The main reason for having chosen this business idea is basically, sir, all of us come from a business background. So we actually kind of thought that we can work together, we can work this idea out, because it basically depends on profit and cost. It has nothing to do with technology. We know we cannot work our brains on technology, so we just came out with this idea.
Thank you, sir.
Summary.
No, the summary could be Easy Wheel is a convenient and the best means of transportation, as you have heard from the slides before. The investors are lured to expect a return on investment of about 5%, since you see the profits that are being earned by us on a daily basis is about 396,000. So we are able to give our investors a 5% on their investments. It's a feasible project and can be rolled at ease. The break-even point can be attained within a year's time, and the profit of about 60% can be anticipated at the same time.
So, to conclude, I would like to say that this business model is very feasible, and definitely it can make a change not only in Singapore but across countries in the world, countries that have traffic. And we are offering you a return on investment of 5%, which I think no other company does, because it is low cost and high profit. So definitely as an investor, we just hope that you will invest in our company.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.